When you're ready to use the tug to move your helicopter, first thing you'll notice, it is always plugged in. The tug needs to be kept plugged in at any time it's not being utilized. This cord is on a cord reel that sits down in here. Go ahead and just click that. That's going to reel your extension cord in. Pay special attention to this. Make sure it gets looped in this way. Why? Because it is easy for something to go in this gap, and this is what will move up and down. As you're looking in here, you'll see your battery tender. These three will all light up when it is plugged in. That's telling you it's doing its charging. We also have a timer sitting down in here. This is simply to make sure the battery tender continues to operate. Now the tug is ready to go. We have our brackets for the 429 up front. Our first thing to start, the tug itself has to be turned on first. Once the tug itself is turned on first, your controller will be next. Make sure your stop button is up. Hold controller up. We can hear everything activate. The tug is good to go. It is ready to drive to the machine. The actual operation of the tug is fairly straightforward. On your left thumb, you have your forward reverse. It is fairly touchy, so be nice and gentle with it. That's forward and reverse. The less intuitive section is the steering on this tug. It is this control dial on your right thumb. As you turn it to the left, it will move it to the left. Once you release, it will continue turning to the left until you center it yourself. Same with your right hand turns. It is good to know the tug turns tighter in reverse than it does forwards. Additionally, if you have a helicopter loaded up on the tug and you attempt to steer without the tug moving, there is a chance it will not turn. It just needs some forward or back movement that will allow that to happen. We have two more controls down here. On our right thumb, we have raise and lower. Pretty self-explanatory. Raise, holding that, we'll raise our deck and raise our helicopter. We do not need to take the helicopter to the full extent of the tug. Typically 2 or 3 inches off the ground is enough. Pay special attention to the front of the tug where we've seen that storage compartment as you lift, just to verify that nothing on this tug will make contact with the helicopter. You can see how slow it is to come down without weight on it. There is no way to expedite that. On your furthest right switch, this is your transmitter on and your lights for the front. One click down turns them on, one click down turns them back off. A few things to know: the tug does not automatically have brakes. If you are on a slope, the tug has the ability to roll forward or back with the slope. If you need it to stop, we'll say you're heading up a slope, you'll have to apply forward joystick to make sure it's not moving. And if you need it to stop and hold itself without your help, click the M stop button. A few things to know on the M stop button: this completely disconnects the controller from the motor and applies more or less a brake. After you've done this, you do need to reset the controller to the tug. Pull that switch back up. You will now have to hold transmitter on switch up. Note that's also your on-off light switch, but the opposite direction. Hold this up for a few seconds. We'll see transmitter turn green and our receiver turn green. The tug is now ready to be driven. Now that the helicopter is securely on the ground, we've taken the weight off all these arms. A couple different stowage options we have. We can leave the helicopter connected to the tug as long as it's fully seated on the ground. And we would do that in cases where we're going to use this machine first the next time around. We're going to come down to our controller. We're going to pop that switch in. That's going to shut down our controller. That's our only shutdown for that. We'll come up here, switch the tug itself off, come in here, grab our extension cord, and we'll walk that out to the side. Always out to this left side, otherwise you're going to fight with it to come out. All right, just a regular plug. Make sure your cord is not a tripping hazard. Do whatever you need to as far as covering that, extending it, or using different extensions. Come over here, we should see all 3 lights. This tug is now parked and ready for the next day.